Yeah. I will be publishing a series of videos to provide opportunity to members of the African Australian communities and friends and supporters to reflect on issues relating to, I suppose, community development, and more specifically, it's about connecting African Australian professionals and entrepreneurs for three main purposes. Number one, for professional and career development. And number two, entrepreneurship innovation. And number three, community contribution. You see, I believe that the future and I suppose the progress of Africa or African communities, wherever they may be, whether in the diaspora where I am or in the continent, the future of Africa really depends on the the future of Africa depends on African professionals and African entrepreneurs. And I will have an emphasis on entrepreneurship because I think really that if we're talking about economic development, there is really no other way to achieve that without going through entrepreneurship. It is very important that all of us really look at how we can become more entrepreneurial. We may have our jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, but this shouldn't prevent us from undertaking other activities on the side of our jobs until eventually we are able to, quit our 9-to-5 jobs and embrace entrepreneurship. Not all of us can can necessarily be able to do that, but entrepreneurship is really important because it encourages innovation, it encourages wealth creation, it encourages people to think outside of the box, especially nowadays that we have AI development that is really threatening the future of many jobs. And I think whether in Africa or in the diaspora, members of the African communities ought to really think about this exponential growth of AI because a lot of jobs will go, and we already have significant high unemployment rate within our communities. And so it's important that people reflect on how to, prepare themselves for a better future. And in order to do this, I think whilst all of us have our skills and our resources, but working together is always a better option because we can leverage on each other's strength and be able to do more. I have been a community advocate for how many years? 30 years of my life or more. In Australia, where I live, it's been about 23 years. And I have seen the way, for example, African communities have grown in Australia, and the way we've had a number of issues in the early days. Africans started coming to Australia en masse from about 80s, and then in late 90s and early 2000, a significant number of Africans arrived, many of them from a forced migration background. But more recently, there is a cohort of African professionals that are just hitting the ground and running. And I think we ought to leverage on this new group of African professionals with skills, with resources, and see how, as a community, we can not only be able to do things better, but also assist those of us who may not be doing so well in one area or another. So this connection that we're trying to build through what we call Afropreneur Summit Australia, and then it has an international arm, which is Afropreneur Without Border, is all about really connecting people and encouraging entrepreneurship, community development, career development and community contribution. So there will be a lot more videos coming from me in relation to these three issues. We're not just talking about this, we're already building platforms to make this happen. And I would like to take advantage of this opportunity to talk to you, if you're watching, about the Afropreneurs Summit Australia that is happening in Melbourne and Sydney in September. It's 9th of September in Melbourne and 16th of September in Melbourne. If you are an African professional, entrepreneur, whether aspiring, emerging, or established, this is an event for you not to miss, really, because it's a perfect opportunity to not only connect with others, but learn from each other and explore collaboration and overall be part of those who are able to instill a new dynamic movement to help promote entrepreneurship, and that helps us for social mobility, for economic empowerment, which is something that has been neglected in our communities for quite some time. We spend a lot of time really having parties and dealing with all sorts of stuff, but not really much about entrepreneurship, wealth building. And something is changing because we see a lot more now is being done in this area. So it's important to try to create the synergies and see how we can assist each other better. So if you're interested in attending the Afropreneur Summit, either in Melbourne or in Sydney in September, please, I will put the details below. You can contact myself if you need more information, and we'll be able to send that information to you so you can register. And also, if you want to contribute, because we're always looking for volunteers, we're looking for people who want to be involved in what we're doing. So we're not just inviting you to attend. If you want to be able to contribute to planning, delivering this event, that is also something that you will be able to do. So just contact us and we'll talk about this and we'll give you the information you may require. So until next time, I just encourage you that you think a little bit about how you can connect with other African entrepreneurs, other African professionals, and be able to contribute to the community. And we are providing a platform for that, which you're more than welcome to join, and we can work together. Thank you very much, and see you next time.